Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to race number 4 for season 3 of our career mode here, and we're back with a brand new video today, another episode of career mode. And yeah, qualifying's just happened. It's done and dusted, and we've qualified 20th at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix circuit. Now, in the past, it's always been a track where we've never ran well at. I don't know why. There's something about this circuit. Still, we're going to crack on with the video. We're going to do the full race distance, regardless. Okay. If we crash more than twice, that'll be then the end of today's video. I know that isn't something you guys want. I know you want to see action. But, you know, I want to keep these videos as real as possible. Because, you know, what's the point of racing if we can't be realistic in where we're coming as well? You know, sometimes you have to accept that sometimes the result, you're not fast enough or you're not good enough on the day. And maybe that's today's our day where we're not good enough.
Aim to improve our position with
Still,
a strong start.
my team saying we're not where we expected. Of course we're not. I agree there. Now we're going to go for a two-stop strategy today. It seems a okay variable strategy in my opinion. So here we go then on the formation lap. We're going to now start 19th. I think Grosjean's taken grid penalties. So yeah, it's not been a good day obviously for us here in Azerbaijan. And my teammate Lucas Weber hasn't even qualified in the top 10 himself, I don't think. So, not a great day for us Red Bulls, you know, at Azerbaijan. So quite a big comeback on the go here for us Red Bulls. I have no idea. Even in the practice sessions, I wasn't feeling great. I don't know whether that's partly down to how my body is feeling right now, because I'm not feeling too, you know, energetic at the moment. I've pulled a muscle in my right leg. It's quite nasty, right near my knee. So every time I walk, you know, I'm walking like an older pensioner right now, which ain't nice. I don't know whether that could be affecting my performance somewhat. I have no idea. I hope not, anyway. But I have my doubts. I just don't think, you know, plus I've been playing a lot of FIFA. Sometimes this also happens to me when I play FIFA. I sort of dip in performance. I know that's something I shouldn't be doing. Anyway. Qualifying was a bit wet. Well, it was a bit wet. It was wet. That's the answer. So qualifying weren't great. Obviously, P20, stone last. But anyway, I know that we've got a good car. We just need to make the car work today. As we now prepare to take our grid slots for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. As Grosjean and I follow one another round now down the back straight. Oop, that ain't good. Now obviously, think about it, this is the longest straight in Formula 1, I believe, of what I'm aware. If I'm correct, it's the longest, or it may not be the longest straight, sorry, it's the longest piece of track where a driver is flat out in the dry for the lap, obviously. So obviously we're more or less flat out from turn, I think it's 16 here, all the way down into turn 1. Lights out and away we go here at Azerbaijan for the Baku Grand Prix. And obviously not much room given here as we're down into P20. I'm going to go down or around the outside. Magnussen almost putting me in the wall there. I'm going to have to check whether we got front wing damage or not. No, we don't. Thank God for that. Bit later on my brakes. But that was an okay start actually, up into 17th. That's a very good start in fact. 17th on the first lap. Here, which is good. Can we get, what's that, 16th? Down the inside of Albon, went quite aggressive there on the Toro Rosso driver of Alex Albon. As we now plough on in this race. So lap 1, and we're in 16th, or up into 16th. Like, I know it's nowhere near where the Red Bull should be, making a bit of a mistake there. I swear if we had like maybe another mile or 2 mile per hour faster there, we certainly would have been in the wall. Now here comes the long back straight, where obviously we're more or less flat out. Now not entirely straight this straight, it does now, here comes the straight. It's around the same size as the Chinese back straight, but obviously the top speed of Red Bull does seem to have the McLaren covered in a straight line then here. Surprise, surprise, which is good. That's nice to see. So Honda quicker than the McLaren Renault in a straight anyway. So next up is Albon, so that must have been Giovinazzi who we got past. Not Albon, couldn't have been Albon, because Albon's in front. So obviously my teammate, I'm not sure where he is. He's certainly only a few more positions ahead of me. I think he's in 12th at the moment. We now head towards now the heavy braking zone. This time we don't want to be maybe as aggressive going in here, just get nice and right. Well, that was a lot better that time. Still probably a bit too close to the wall on the right, but you know, you gotta be aggressive on street circuits, otherwise they'll batter you. And Gasly with a 140, so Gasly setting the pace right now. As we obviously sort of in that no man land position once again. As we've got so many cars down into turn 1. Don't know who to follow, whether to follow Raikkonen or Albon here. I think I'll follow Raikkonen, but in fact I may make it 2 abreast. Jeez, we jump over the curb. Can we get Albon? No. That'll leave us a bit vulnerable. We'll squeeze out Grosjean. So obviously quite a chaotic already first 3 laps, as you'd expect in Azerbaijan, I guess. From a circuit renowned for a bit of chaotic or madness. Raikkonen really struggling there, as Albon goes side by side with Kimi Raikkonen. That puts Albon into the path of me now. We're going to have DRS on Raikkonen and Albon. Albon's only going to have a DRS and slipstream. But here we go then. So we go a bit defensive now on Grosjean. But we're going to pick up a double toe here as well. This is going to be madness. Oh my days. We hit the wall there at like 200 miles per hour. As we retain P15, I'm not sure whether or not we can get P14 here. That was mad. As we now picking up the pieces of P14, Grosjean We'll certainly have a bit of speed, but we've got the DRS, so eventually our top speed will just be a bit more. We'll go down the inside. That's P14 now for us in this race. Next target is Ricardo. And obviously that was a bit insane then. Quite a lot happened there. So we're up into P14. So we're over halfway to scoring points. I think points finish is our goal today anyway. So long we got the pace. But it's not going to be easy, but we're now in a bit of clean air, so we've got to get in like some lap times and pull away from the group behind. That's now the aim and the goal, but that's not ever going to be easy, especially considering I've not felt comfortable all race weekend here, and Grosjean is still within that DRS range, so when Grosjean, he will get the DRS, we'll have the slipstream. I think there's not really a lot we can do here. Grosjean will now be in that DRS range. Question is, can we hang on? Will we have the top end speed to hold on? It's going to be close. I think though we can go a bit later on our brakes here. And we do have a bit of contact with Grosjean. Grosjean will be a bit slow. And yeah, we've conceded P14 now to Romain Grosjean. Whoa, Grosjean comes aggressive. There. Grosjean very aggressive. So we're now back down into P15. Obviously, still halfway to the points. Only need to overtake 5 more cars, but at this rate, it'll be 6 more cars that we now need to overtake. And we've put ourselves for first time in the barriers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a flashback sort of from here, okay? So we have a chance to rectify what caused that issue. If we crash one more time in the race, we won't use a flashback, and that almost came true there once again, and it has come true here. So we're only allowed to use one more flashback. This is now it. This is our final flashback. I'll use it from here. So if we use another flashback, that then would be illegitimate. So basically we've got to get from here till the end of the race without crashing or without making any mistakes whatsoever. Something that not been good in recent times, or really ever, having a 100% clean race, but you know. And yeah, that's it. Right, we now got to go in. We're not gonna use a flashback. We've got to sort of accept it. So I think that's really our race over. I may actually quit. Yeah, I'm gonna retire the car. Right, what I'm gonna do to make up to you guys is I'm gonna do a free practice session, and okay, I'll probably do one qualifying session to make up, okay? I feel that's deserved. Because, yeah.
A great win then.
I know it's not the outcome that we were looking for there.
In the #1 spot on the podium today.
But it's Vettel who wins 2 back-to-back Grand Prix. So Vettel's on good form. My teammate didn't have a good race either.
Now,
that's annoying.
Is a contender for driver of the day.
And the thing is, we also dropped back in the constructors from Haas. Because the thing is, okay, we're not fighting, okay, right now for wins at the moment. I think that's clear to see. But I do want to stay ahead of Haas as much as possible.
That was a good race for Lucas. Are you pleased to see him doing well?
Ugh.
Your car is looking a little beaten up.
So,
it wasn't the cleanest
that's quite
race today, was
depressing.
Well,
So not
thanks
answering them questions that would affect my reputation, even though I know it may sound silly, but it does actually affect your reputation. So if you say something like that, it can affect it. Like, I think, you know, the questions anyway, you know, are quite pathetic in this game. Like, I think, you know, even though they've made improvements, Codemasters, which I like, I think though some of them have been, you know, a bit not though, like, haven't been quite, as what I would call, you know, great. Some of them I see aren't really upgrades, they're just, you know...
They aren't coming round to that proposal. Let's try something else.
So I still won't be the #1 driver.
We're asking for too much here. We need to make some compromises.
Really? I think 6th.
All right, the terms have been agreed.
Right,
All
so
that's left
that's
is
going to
sign
be
the
our
deal.
new qualifying
We'll be on this new deal for the
position,
next
so
race.
we need to come 6th in qualifying and races. I think actually that's okay, because we think about, you know, where we've come, usually, you know, that's contract negotiated, but things that I think, you know, I may do that type of video soon. Things that I want to see improved in general, just for the F1 game. And things that I think of that I do want to see improved for the game, okay, would actually be the driver transfers, first of all. I think, you know, it's nice that we have driver transfers now. But the problem is, they're just happening way too much, way too frequently. Like, Hamilton's at, you know, Haas, Vettel's at Alpha, you know, drivers are just swapping and changing seats way too frequently, you know, too often for my liking. I think, you know, the way it should be is, you know, if, like, maybe, I do know drivers do transfer, but, you know, I think also transfers should be also realistic. So, would Hamilton ever go to Haas? Let's be honest, maybe not. McLaren, yes. Ferrari, yes. Red Bull, no. Haas, no. Would he go
Good
to
morning and welcome
other
from
teams?
Spain.
Maybe
The
not. Oh dear, it's raining. I hate the rain in any game recently. But, you know, also I think wet weather. I think, you know, it'd be nice if we
It's
could
time to
have
remind
better
ourselves of our
weather
top
system or better driving system. Because I find right now the weather system in the game, like, it's just crazy. At the same time, like, I know the race was very disappointing. It was only 5 laps. You're probably thinking, oh, geez, that was a boring race. What a con artist am I? But no, you know, at the end of the day, though, I do think, though, there are things that, you know, do need to improve in. Because right now, in the wet, I'm almost finding it undrivable. In wet conditions, it really, really is, like, undrivable. In any wet conditions, and every time I see a wet weather race, I just think, oh, not again. Literally, sometimes I always sometimes feel like turning it off, the wet weather dynamic system, because, you know, it's that impossible to drive in the wet conditions. It's just, you know, pointless. So yeah, it's one of them things though. You gotta live with it as well at the same time. If I did turn it off, don't get me wrong, it'd be a bit boring, because every race then would only be done on the true pecking order, and we couldn't get any, let's say, crazy results either, like, because wet weather, don't get me wrong, is nice, but I just want to see it become a bit more drivable to the players, so that us players can drive a bit better in the wet. Like, because right now the AI, they're just OP in the wet, overpowered, and, you know, it doesn't make for a nice experience. So this is what I usually do in practice now, guys, anyway, probably first time in a long time. I'll do a few practice sessions for you, you know, I'll do all my practice sessions, and then we'll end the video there, I think, or something. Then, yeah, that makes up for it anyway. So flat out there. So literally, in practice, it's just about getting the laps done. Obviously, you want to get it done nice and early, So, oh, I never knew the gate was there. For it'd be on the outside. Why is it? Why? Who put the gate there? Like off the racing line, literally. That's well off line. You have to come well out there. That's well off the racing line there. Anyway, so far on this lap, had 4 purples, 3 greens. So it's been an okay lap. Maybe that 5 purples, 3 greens. So long you get like a few purples, it's usually okay. So right now we should be on track for the purple R&D score, so that'd be maximum resource points here. Ah, that was horrible. Oh yeah, we'll go again anyway. I don't mind. Get a better lap in anyway.
That's looking good. Now
So that's
let's try
1.5 seconds
You'll
off
get a bonus for consistency if you can chain good corners together.
the top guy, which is Grosjean at the moment. That time only getting a few greens. So sort of doing the opposite right now. So even though I feel like this has been a better lap, we're certainly not showing it on the R&D or on the track map sort of thing. So now into probably our best sector. In theory, as the car goes, this is where our car should be strong compared to others, and that is a better lap, yet we only get, you know, a slightly worse score. Just shows you that the co-masters aren't necessarily always right where to place your car. Like what co-masters are asking me through that left right hander is to brake extremely late, like and not use any of the track width. Oh, that was a shame, spinning there. Let's have a quick look at that spin. Very easy actually to do. Do tend to see drivers spin there anyway. So, or can see drivers spin. Just about taking the right amount of speed into the corner, just trying to find where the limit is of the grip, if you know what I mean. Don't want to use too many flashbacks, otherwise I'll look terrible. Oh jeez. Sometimes that can happen though, when you use a flashback, it's sometimes weird, you know, you can just not ever get that flashback right, and then you get it right, like that, if you understand. So I'm not sure whether or not we're gonna be able to do this. No, we're not. In fact, we just done a Fernando Alonso. Oh wait, maybe we can. So long we get that DRS open. No. So it didn't make any difference. That didn't. Anyway, so we'll take the 25 resource points there. So we did 3 laps in the end. Which ain't bad, ain't great either, don't get me wrong, it's okay, we'll have to take it anyway. We've got no choice anyway, but to take it. So, next program is the race pace one that I usually do, always do it now. Always I find a useful one. You know, we won't put a setup on the car till the end of practice, I won't, or to the start of qualifying. Usually, I know usually what setup I go with here anyway. So, yeah, I know it will work, usually. Anyway, time to do the race pace. So this is now just about, you know, how fast we are on average. It predicts a strategy for us. So right now, as you can see, we're half a second up and we're not even at turn 4 yet. So we're pretty quick then here. Like, so obviously the quicker that you go, the better to that degree. But you sort of want to race as you were racing. Thing is though, I don't think this takes into account is the fact when you're racing, well, you're not always gonna have as much clean air in, you know, practice as you would as maybe in qualifying, as you would in the race. Like in the race, you're always gonna be going through traffic, like unless you're leading, then, you know, you may not necessarily be doing these times. Like, and that's the thing I always find misleading anyway. So they're 3/10 off, and that's pretty good actually. It'd be 3/10 off signs, the Alpha actually here. That's fairly good actually. But look how much time we're gaining just going down a straight. It's actually quite scary how much time we're gaining on our Delta down the straights. We're gaining, you know, so much. But then we're losing just a small tiny bit of it in the corners right now, and that's the reality of the situation. We're quick on the straights, but not as quick in the corners. Like, we're okay through high speed and medium corners, but, you know, through maybe the slower stuff, we're not as quick. Like, just watch, 8/10 up already here. But don't get me wrong, we've still got a good car for corners as well. So just need another lap like that and that'll be pretty good. So already now going second, so right now Sainz is actually on top here. So Sainz is certainly 100% on top. And as you can see, just look how much form we've got already here. I know, you know, you could argue, oh, it's only free practice, you know, don't build your hopes up too much, but you can tell we're more comfortable with the car here, but then we are maybe at that Baku circuit. Certainly, even though, like, the pace, and it is only a Friday practice session, let's not forget that. Yes, you're right, but let's not forget, you know, you feel comfortable with the car, usually, 9 times out of 10, it is a sign of things to come. And let's not forget, we haven't even put on a setup yet. Bit slow out there. The third like, wasn't as great. We certainly dipped off there, but we get the purple score anyway, so that's pretty good then. As you can see, I think tyre wear was coming in now part of the factor there. Next we'll do the tyre management, which is something we usually do over the course of the race weekend. This, in a way, is a bit like the race pace program, except, you know, it's about how well you can manage your tyres, obviously, as well, throughout the lap. So, in a way, you do want to do a bit of lift and coast. That sometimes helps. So here we go then, for, I'm not sure, maybe our 7th lap around the circuit. But as you can see, once again, just look how much speed down the straight we've got. It's quite phenomenal to think we can just like gain half a second, like just through straight line pace. Right, these tyres are pretty now gone anyway. These are quite older tyres, so these have been worn out a little bit, but you know, if I'd say the number 119, that'd be okay. Ah, that was a shame. Now the thing is, okay, I can already predict what this will be after doing race pace in terms of how well we'll look after our tyres here, because in the race pace program we were looking after our tyres quite well. They weren't dropping off as maybe much as what was expected, so here so can predict that once again. Bit like understeery through that last pub up.
Okay, test complete.
More or less a 119 there. In fact, I was a little bit off. But that's the tyre test complete, so we got purple once again there. Finally, or final 2 ones, if we've got time we'll do ERS management, and if I feel we can complete it, because sometimes that can be a part of the problem. It's all about knowing whether or not you can complete it. So this is now basically our qualifying run. Obviously, thing is about qualifying run, you know, the later you do it in the session, the more warm the track is. You never know really who has done a good lap until Saturday, or till qualifying day of course, because obviously, yeah, you can't really tell unless everyone does their run at the same time, or very, very similar times anyway. But anyway, into turn 1. Through turn 1, 2, up through 3. And then heading towards the uphill section. Obviously, only a 10th up on Vettel's best time. So, Vettel did a scorching lap on them softs. I wonder whether he did his qualifying run on the mediums, because sometimes the AI may do that depending on how they feel. You just never know. But right now, obviously, we're doing okay. 2 tenths up on Vettel's best time. Which is crucial. Oh, for crying out loud, really angry at myself because I know where we lost it. I want to sort of use a flashback here. I know we lost it in this part of the track. Again, jeez, not good. But we beat Sainz, which is okay. Let's try again. It's a little bit down on our best time right now. We are. Alright, get a good exit. Come on. Sainz now comes back with a pretty good time then there for me to beat. So Sainz may have just been meddling as we get all loose again in the same sector where we lost it the last time. So lose it again. Again. That's another disappointment.
This is the last lap of the program.
Right, I think that's the best we've done then, so we haven't passed that unfortunately. So yeah, that's then how I usually go about practice. I also do ERS management. Thank you for joining. I'm sorry that, you know, the race was a letdown, but anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this practice session. You know, and I hope you see sort of an insight on how I'm going about now these seasons and practices now. If you have, then leave a like, give a subscribe. You know, click that subscribe button down below, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. See you next time for another video of the F1 2019. Next time will be the Spanish Grand Prix.